Why don't you leave Islam?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you leave Islam? What's keeping you? I'm asking you, answer me.
Sheikh, I am facing one of the biggest problems of my life right now.
Sheikh, I have been suffering from Waswas for more than 2 years, and about my belief in Islam, and they are too intense. And when I say astaghfirullah, I can't even say like it uh, with the certainty. When I say astaghfirullah, I don't have that certainty while saying it. And I like it, my waswas are too dense.
Why don't you leave Islam?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you leave Islam? What's keeping you?
What?
I'm asking you, answer me. I hope he did not take that literally and left Islam already and hung up.
No, sir. No, sir.
So, answer me. Why don't you leave Islam? What's
Never,
that?
because I know it's the truth.
Okay, and because you're afraid of hellfire and because you want to go to Jannah,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the enemy of Islam, whether he's the president or the prime minister, comes to you with a glass of orange juice and he says, oh, Muhammad bhai, drink this orange juice, it's good for you. Will you drink it?
No,
Why?
because he is evil.
Because he's evil and
Yes.
you know that he has definitely put poison in it. Now you tell me, will you come and say, Sheikh, I have waswas. Muhammad bhai, who is this waswas coming from? Oh Sheikh, it's coming from Satan, my fierce enemy. So I said, why do you believe him? How is it logical that you listen to him? How can I help you? Put earplugs in your ears? I can't. This is something you have to do. So when you have the belief that Allah is the truth, that there is hellfire, you are afraid of, this is what's keeping you in Islam, because you believe. When Satan comes to you and says, no, you should not listen to this, you are a kafir and you are a disbeliever, and you believe him rather than believing your own intuition and your own strong faith, this is something wrong in your head. I can't help you with that. You have to draw the line and say, enough is enough. I'm not going to be a football that Satan tosses to his devils and they play around with me. I'm a Muslim, I love Allah, I love the Quran, I love Prophet Muhammad, I'm fully convinced with it. So enough is enough, you stop this and inshallah you will prevail.
Sheikh, I am facing one of the biggest problems of my life right now, and that is doubting Islam, not waswasa, actually doubting. And I don't know how this started. It just started with this question that popped up in my mind, that Allah knew everything, what was going to happen before he created the universe. So why would he create the disbelievers if he knew they were going to hell? And I know Sheikh asking this question is so wrong, and doubting Islam is kufr, and a sign is kufr.
Okay, I understand you. Manahel, listen, because we don't have a lot of time. First of all, I would highly recommend that you book a counseling session with me if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then also try to book and we allocate a free counseling session for those who are poor and needy and can't afford it. Secondly, why would Allah create the disbelievers if he knows that they're going to be thrown in hell? Why not? The creation is his. If he throws them all in hell, who can complain or object? This is Allah's creation. These all belong to Allah Azza wa Jal. So we trust Allah's knowledge. We trust Allah's fairness and being knowledgeable and capable. We trust that Allah owns everything and Allah does not do any injustice. If you believe this, then you believe that whatever goes into hell, it is because of Allah's justice and knowledge and mercy. They chose this for themselves. Allah knew what they were going to do, and Allah gave them the way out, and Allah showed them the way out, but they insisted. And I'll conclude with this because we're out of time. Satan was ordered to prostrate to Adam, and he refused out of arrogance and envy. And he said, I'm better than him. Allah destined him to hell. So instead of asking for forgiveness, he said, well, if you destined me to hell, give me time so that I would set them astray. Allah gave him time till the day of judgment. Now let me ask you this question. Does Satan know that if he were to seek Allah's forgiveness and ask for repentance today, that Allah would forgive him? Yes or no? Of course. If he asks Allah for forgiveness and repents, Allah will forgive him. What's holding him back? You tell me. So he doesn't want to. He has the means. This is the way out. He doesn't want to. So try your level best to block these thoughts and trust Allah and think positively of Allah, and you will be safe with the grace of Allah. With this,
the next question is from Brother David at Facebook. His question is, Allah created good and evil both. So whatever happens in our life, if the evil happens, is it not Allah's will?
The issue of will, Brother David, is divided into two types. There is a legislative will, and there is a universal will. What does that mean? See, it's a long topic, but if you read the Quran and if you read the Sunnah, you will find that Allah Azza wa Jal orders us to pray, to fast, and to do righteous deeds. And at the same time, He prohibits us from doing shirk and from doing sins, and tells us that these are abhorred to Him. These are legislative will, meaning that these are the things that Allah loves us to do, and He loves us to refrain from, that is sins. Yet this is not necessarily what's going to happen, because lots of us would defy Allah's orders and not do what He mandates or fall into what He had prohibited. So this second or latter one is the universal will. Allah wants Abu Bakr to become a Muslim and wants Pharaoh to become a Muslim. This is legislative. It might happen, it may not happen. But what Allah decreed to happen, it has nothing to do with what Allah loves. It deals with Allah's wisdom, Allah's knowledge, Allah's power. So we end up having Abu Bakr accepting Islam. So the universal and the legislative will has been fulfilled, while with Pharaoh, the legislative will was not fulfilled because he chose to disobey, yet the universal will was fulfilled. So whenever there are hurricanes, volcanoes, earthquakes, catastrophes, wars, atrocities, is it part of Allah's legislative will or universal will? The answer is part of the universal will. Allah does not want people to suffer. Allah does not love people to have wars. But part of the legislative action and will of Allah, part of the universal action and will of Allah is things have to happen. People have to die. Calamities must take place. Without night, we cannot value the daytime. Without illness, we cannot value health. And without kufr, we cannot value the blessing of Islam, and Allah knows best.
Jazakallah